about to do it. Watch us get into it. We some lumberjacks, and we needing wood. Yeah, we going for the sweep, then we mop it up. We put it all on the block, and then we chop it up, 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 chop it up. We put it all on the block, and then we chop it up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Chopping Block Podcast here on a Wednesday night. I'm without a laptop tonight, so you won't see me, but a lot of people will be happy they won't see me anyway. So, hey, as your host tonight, we got a stacked crew, as always, here on the Chopping Block Podcast, but we are missing a couple guys. Dumpster Juice will come to you tonight from somebody else cooking up some dumpster juice in the bottom of the Chop and Block Podcast studio. And Coach Price is somewhere. Well, I was going to say he might be around some lizards, but he is in an undisclosed location tonight and will not be with us. And Craig, MIA as well, but we're sure that they'll be back next week. And hey, here we go. College football and NFL football brought to you by the Chop and Block Podcast. Let's start it off tonight, guys, right here. How do you go from rank to stank? Now out of the top 25 after being preseason top fives, what's next for Penn State and Texas? Is the season over to turn?
For Texas right now, I wouldn't say that it's over. Now, if they lose this weekend, 100% season's done. They could lose 5 games. If they lose this weekend, they will lose 5 games. And that is some serious heat because everybody wants to talk, like in this group especially, everybody wants to talk about talent wins, talent wins. It don't matter if you got the talent if you ain't got the development from the coaches. And if Texas loses 5 games with the roster they got, Sark's going to be in a bad spot. He don't get fired, I don't think, but he's real close to having booster money getting put together. Penn State season's done. I've said this from the get-go. We've had many talks about this because we got somebody in here who likes to, pluck the Big Ten. But James Franklin has been awful. He left the SEC for a reason. He had a decent couple years of Vanderbilt and saw his shot and got out. He is garbage. Absolute garbage.
Say how you really feel.
Yeah. Hey, you said it right there. I mean, it kind of took the words out of my brain because I kind of think it's over for both of them as well, but especially Penn State. But KD, what do you got on this?
I think that Penn State season's done. I think they've still got Indiana, Michigan. I think they're a 4-loss team. So due to expectations this season, yeah, they're done. I'm with TJ. I don't know about Texas yet. I feel like they're closer to being done than they can turn it around. They're not running the ball. If you can't run the ball, you can't win in the SEC at a consistent level. They got a lot of talent. I don't know what's going on with that staff. I don't know what's going on with the players. Something's not right.
Havoc.
Man, what's next for Texas and Penn State? Well, both of their seasons over, and here's why. Just you can tell by, like Tony said, the lack of development with the young players, especially Arch. I understand that Arch played weak competition in high school, but he's been in the program. This is his 3rd year in the program. He should have been able to have been developed to some point, and he hasn't been. That reflects on the coaching staff as well and on Arch. Arch hasn't played very well. He's going to have to develop. So this season's over for them. And Penn State, boy, we talked about this last week, the guy before the guy. And Drew, what's the last name of the quarterback? Is it Aller? Drew Aller?
Yeah.
For Penn State? Yeah, they're just wasting him. I think he's a real good talent, and they've wasted him. Yeah, their season's definitely over.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they've wasted him, Barry, but because it kind of seems like he's had a lot of opportunity, he's played a lot of snaps, and he just really never stepped up to the plate. Barry.
It's overdue for both of them. You know it's over for both of them. Just go and look at Texas' schedule. They're done. They out of here. There's no way they're gonna do anything. Listen, man. One thing I haven't heard anybody say, and I believe this to be true. We all have seen this before. We've seen it in rec league, football, sports. We've seen it all the way up to high school, in the college, and even in the pros. You got a major outside influence messing up the whole program. And that's the Mannings. They done messed it up, man. You got to understand that Archie Manning, I think he got the biggest contract in college NIL money, if I'm not mistaken. It's some number like 6-7 million. And that's just probably chump change to him. Sark got compromised. And he had to play the game. He had to play the Manning game. And I don't even know if it's about developing as much as it is. Maybe Art's just not good, dude. Maybe he's just not good. And they put everything in that basket. They put everything in that basket. And I feel like if you could really have a conversation with Sark in a bar, in a small, discreet bar, and nobody can hear you, he would say, damn it, I ain't want that Archie. I didn't want to put up with that. Yeah, it's good if everything goes well. But could you have imagined how bad it has went? So even if they didn't have the juggernaut schedule that they have to go through the SEC, I just don't think Archie Manning is good enough to win.
Well, Barry, I'm gonna start on your last point right there. Texas, they don't have a gauntlet in the SEC this year. I mean, the SEC gifted them last year, their first year in the SEC, and they gifted them again this year. They have the worst SEC schedule in the SEC.
Tony.
No, I'm saying they're losing.
They gotta play Vandy. They gotta play Georgia. Even Oklahoma. I'm talking about what's left.
Oh, no, I agree. But I'm saying their other 5 games are against the bottom feeders of the SEC, and they're probably going to lose a couple. But to the point about the Mannings, I agree and disagree at the same time because I feel like that's the reason all the pressure has been put on Arch by the media and everybody. Because if you go back and you actually watch Arch preseason when he's talking to the media, and they talk about all this high expectations. I mean, he straight up said, I mean, guys, I've played in 2 to 3 games. I haven't proven anything yet. I mean, so I don't think it's the kid himself. I'm on the opposite side. I think he's bad right now. I don't think he's horrible. I just think their offensive line's that bad where him not being ready makes him look worse. So I believe next year he will be close to that potential that everybody wanted him to be. Maybe not fully at it. But I just think if you're the first year starter in the SEC, it's hard for anybody, to come in their first year and go off. Most people struggle their first year. There's maybe, I can probably count 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the last 15 years that came in first year as a starter and killed it.
But why is everybody saying, I think y'all heard the same stuff I heard, he was supposed to be the front runner for the Heisman.
Oh, I agree. And it's because of the Mannings. That's where I agree with you.
Yeah. He's going to need to stay till his senior year, guys. He's not going to be ready after next year either. He's going to need all eligibility.
I agree.
Let me ask you all this before we move on to the next one. Like you said, Texas don't really have that much of a competition left in the schedule. A couple teams, but here's the thing we really got to talk about. One of those losses is to Ohio State. If Texas were to run the table, they could very well make it to the SEC championship game. So
they're not going to. How are they going to run the table, guys?
They won't.
Right now.
I mean, if they don't win this weekend without Oklahoma having their quarterback, even if Mateer comes back, he's not healthy. If they don't win this weekend, they're screwed. Even if they do win, it's going to be close.
Hey, Dalton, I'm looking at the schedule. Just the few that I picked out: Vanderbilt, Georgia, and Texas A&M.
I know it's tough, but I'm just saying if they were to win out.
Yeah, I just don't say. I think that I agree with you, Dalton. I think they're done. I think they're out. I don't see it.
All right. Well, Alabama recovers against Vandy in impressive fashion, but now here come the cool cats from Mizzou. Keys to the game, upset. I think this was an interesting one because nobody's really been talking about the Missouri offense and quarterback. TJ, take it away.
Yeah, I've been waiting on this because I said it earlier today in the group, this has really kind of pissed me off a little bit. Like, I'm not saying that Missouri's bad, but this is the third straight week my team's been disrespected by the media because of whatever reason. They can't pick a say it and go, Alabama might be the best team in the country right after they win. Then 2 days later, I think they're going to lose this weekend. But, like, pick one. Explain it. Yes, Missouri is, I believe, top 4 in offense and defense in the country. It sounds good. Their strength of schedule is like 178th right now. Not literally, but it's over like 100. Their strength of schedule is terrible. The best team they played is Kansas, and I mean they got a good quarterback. But look at that record. The keys to the game. I do believe Missouri has the best running back in the SEC. He's an NFL running back. If you go watch the dude run, he runs angry. His yards after contact are unreal. I mean, their line's not very good. He gets hit at the line of scrimmage, and he does not go down. Sorry, I don't know who's driving by with that, but he gets hit, and he just steamrolls them. It's like prime Marshawn Lynch. He's just running people over. And that's their offense base. I mean, Purdue can throw it a little, but I've watched 2 of their games fully this year. He's not a great passer. I mean, he's really good at scrambling because he's slippery is the word I like to say. He can get in the seams and just get extra yards just because he's fast and he'll slide. But if Alabama contains Missouri's run game, like we don't give up one big play like against Vanderbilt, outside of that one play, we shut Vanderbilt down. I mean, they had 13 rushing yards in the second half. I would have never thought Kane Womack would have made that adjustment. But I think you stack the box. Make Missouri throw it. We got a top 5 secondary in the country, and I believe it's top 3 passing defense. You do that, and Missouri can't do nothing. I'm on the opposite of most people this game, and like I said, I haven't been like this all year. I do think this is a harder game than Vanderbilt, but just because of the talent level. But Missouri's secondary is awful. I think Alabama blows them out of the water at their place. Kevin Davis said it 2 weeks ago. He predicted the Georgia blowout. I'm predicting the Missouri blowout. It's a 17 points or more win. Ty Simpson might throw for 400 and 4 touchdowns. That's how bad their secondary is. Now, their pass rush is pretty good. So if we don't protect them, then that's where things get iffy. But I think we're progressing every week. And I think this is the game that Alabama puts it together and puts it on somebody. Now, the next game, that's the trap game, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll wait till next week for that one.
KD?
Yeah, y'all heard me talk about Alabama, man. I've always kind of had a high standard, and all year long, every game I've said, they got to prove it to me that they can come back and win, and do the right things, play discipline, and I got to use that same philosophy when I'm talking about other teams that are playing Alabama. And like Tony said, Mizzou's hardest game has been Kansas, and that's not saying anything. And I truly believe Alabama just beat 2 top 12 teams back to back. So, Alabama's going to have to prove that they can go on the road and beat Mizzou at their house. But I think they can. They didn't have any problems. The crowd didn't bother them at Georgia. So, keys of the game, kind of like what Tony said, man, Mizzou's running back's a freaking stud. He runs hard. They seem to have a good offensive line. Their secondary is suspect. They got a good pass rush, but I think if we can kind of dominate them up front and just keep Ty protected, I think he's going to eat that secondary up all day long. So I got Bama covered in this game.
What is the spread?
The spread is 3.5 right now.
3.5.
Wow.
Have
it before I throw it to you. I agree with you guys. For some reason, I think Missouri is the cool pick in this game, and a lot of people, for some reason, are smelling an upset. But I think Alabama's going to handle business. I don't know if it's 17 or more, but I think they cover. They cover easily. Havoc.
Yeah, Alabama's going to cover the spread. Tony really covered it well when he talked about the secondary for Mizzou. It's just not going to be good enough to stop the receivers. And Ty Simpson looks great this year. I think he's going to pass all over that secondary. And yeah, like Tony said, 400 yards, probably 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I just want to go on record again because I've already said this multiple times. I was not in on Ty Simpson before the season started, but I believe if you go back and listen to the videos that I was the first one when everybody else was on the fence about him. I was the first one that came out and said, "Oh, that dude right there is special." We can go back and look at the film. Okay, so I hope I don't have to say that again. So here's the deal. Like I said last week, Alabama gonna put them hands on them. I don't like rooting for Alabama. I hate it. But Alabama is going to demolish Mizzou in their trap. Period. I don't believe in nothing going on there. I saw the same thing that you guys saw. They ain't played nobody. It's going to be the first time they come out with a hungry Bama team. Because, see, Bama is still, I imagine right now, Debo is telling them, we need to establish our identity. We need to come back. It's the world against us. I feel like Debo now got his team where he wants them to be. So, yeah, I feel like Ty's going to do what he does. I even look for Alabama defense to have a good game. And one last thing, maybe this is the game that Alabama finally gets that running game going. So, yeah, Alabama big.
All right. All right. Is Indiana for real? Well, we will certainly find out against Oregon. I think this is an amazing matchup. Two great coaching matchups. Two great quarterbacks. I mean, this is going to be, I want to say it's going to be a shootout, but it's realistically going to be a low-scoring game, I think. And I think that's because Indiana's defense and Oregon's defense, even though Oregon's defense is young, they played pretty well against Penn State. So, to me, this is one of the bigger games, if not the biggest game of the weekend. And for some reason, I'm leaning Indiana. I think Indiana's going to pull this game out for some reason.
Well,
Tony.
Chiropractor then.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no chance on that. This is another one of them teams where they got to prove it to me. Yeah, Indiana beat the brakes off of Illinois, but I mean, as I said last week or the week before, whichever it was, where Illinois was playing USC, both of those teams shouldn't have been ranked. They still shouldn't be ranked. They're not good. Both their coaches suck. Brett Bielema is a fat pig. He just had the edge because he's a better defensive coach. He's awful. I think Oregon got complacent against Penn State because they were up 2 touchdowns with like 5 minutes left in the game against Penn State and thought the game was over and ended up having a fight at the end. I don't think they make that mistake again here at against Indiana. It's at Oregon, right?
It's at Oregon.
Indiana's not going into Eugene and winning. No chance. No chance whatsoever. I will even say Oregon by double digits. Dan Lanning is that guy. Signetti is too when it comes to running his mouth, but until he starts scheduling people other than Southwest Missouri State and Kennesaw State for his out-of-conference games, his teams aren't going to get no better. So he'll have 10 or 11 wins, and his losses will be by 14-plus against Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon every year.
Slow down on that guy.
Slow down.
Not that guy.
No, Lanning is that guy in that conference.
No, it's not. It's on you, Katie. You muted, Katie.
I got you. Yeah, I really would like to see Indiana go and pull it out, but I don't think they got the speed or the coaching to match up with Oregon. That QB at Indiana's good, though. I mean, if they can keep him upright, he might be able to do some damage. So, but I got Oregon covering the spread.
What's the spread in this game? Y'all know?
7.5.
Yeah.
I think that's a good spread. Havoc, what do you got?
Yeah, I got to go with Oregon. That doesn't mean I don't think Indiana's for real. They're pretty good this year. They're not good enough to beat Oregon. Dante Moore's playing his behind off, and I expect them to keep doing the same. And, yeah, I think Dan Lanning's really got them playing good ball.
Beast the King, having to come again to be the great calibrator. Listen, guys, this game ain't gonna be close. If you go and look at Indiana game, you know what they do? They like the front run at home. They score a lot of points at home. They haven't played anybody. We're gonna learn who Oregon is, and I believe Oregon is good. I think Dan Lanning, I do think he's a good coach, but we can't call him the guy until he does. Okay. Now, Moore and Lanning, they got one of those relationships. I feel it's just a hunch that they play for each other. He coaches for him and he plays for him. And I believe at home, they're not gonna lose this game. I don't think it's going to be close. I think this could very well be a statement game for Oregon. It's just a hunch, it's just a guess. But anytime I go and I see somebody's schedule and they score a whole bunch of points at home, and then you go and look at the other game, not so much, it makes me think they're getting up for the home crowd. And the home crowd is not going to be in Oregon. So I like Oregon nicely.
We shall see. All right. Well, another thing we'll see is, can Florida do it again? Big upset last week. This time against Texas A&M, two-turn.
Yeah, I don't see this happening. My preseason sleeper team not to win the SEC, but play for the SEC championship was Texas A&M. They started off the season really, really bad defensively, which made no sense to me. Like, they were playing FCS schools and giving up like 20 dogfights early in the game, having to pull away late. Marcel Reed's still not a phenomenal passer. He's elusive. But the last 2 or 3 games, they've turned it on. Mississippi State has been playing good football. I mean, no one expected them. Their over-under on the season was 3.5 wins. They've already got the over. Their coach deserves things that I can't say on this show from everyone on that campus. But they beat Mississippi State like a drum last week. I mean, it wasn't close from start to finish. I think A&M's starting to come into what they're going to be towards the end of the season. It all falls on Marcel Reed. I do believe Florida has an elite defense. I just don't believe in Lagway when it comes to these two quarterbacks. Marcel Reed's not as good as I think he is, but he's better than DJ Lagway. So I'm going to say A&M wins this game. I don't know if they cover, but I think A&M wins, and obviously being at the home of the 12th man, that makes a huge difference. 105,000 fans screaming down. I'm going to go with A&M.
You know, one thing that is weird is, you're right about Lagway, is, it's really the losses have come down to him. The defense has played good enough to win every game. And Lagway has, he shit the bed, to be nice about it. So I think, honest to God, this stage is going to be way too big for him. He is going to crack like an egg on a Sunday morning breakfast. KD.
You're muted, KD.
Yeah, I agree, man. I'm sorry. I know that background noise is hard to deal with, so I'm having an issue myself, technical difficulties. My loudmouth wife, don't say that. Anyway, no, I don't think the Texas-Florida game was an upset last week. I just think Texas is bad. I say bad. I think they're average. I think Florida's just a better average team. There's no way Florida's going to beat Texas A&M. Texas A&M is a little better on both sides of the ball. They got a better head coach. They're bigger, stronger, faster. It's at Texas A&M. No chance. Florida's done.
I never heard that adjective. I like that. He said a better average team. I like that. That's nice.
Evan.
Man, Florida, can we do it again? Well, beating Texas, DJ Lagway playing well. The answer is going to be no. We're not going to do it again. Similar to what Tony and Steve said, I don't believe in DJ Lagway either. I think Marcel Reed is probably going to outplay Lagway. I'm confident in that. And yeah, we're not going to beat A&M. A&M's going to beat the Gators.
Hey, but okay, let's talk about that a little bit. The quarterback plays against the defense, right? Not against the offense, against the offense. Now, you just told me that Florida got a good defense.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe Florida challenges them and give them a little time to get it together. Now, listen.
Yeah.
This is a funny little team right here we got going on right here in Florida. They a little slippery. Nobody knows what they're gonna do. Now, if you ask me, I think we might have ourselves a little Texas takeover. Now, I admit that I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm not going to be surprised if Florida get a little second win and go in there and play some ball. This seems like, to me, could be totally wrong. Won't be the first time. But this seems like it could be one of those games to where we start watching this and say, what the hell is going on in Florida? And I hit somebody in the mouth. Never know. I'm just wondering if Florida is on to something, picking up some traction. What's the spread in this game?
I think it's probably 6.5, 7. Give me 30 seconds.
I kind of feel like Florida might have something going, guys. They've been a little spotty.
7.5. Florida's
look,
getting 7.5.
Look, I know that 12th man is serious. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I don't know if A&M covers. I just don't see it.
This is going to be one to watch right here. But if I had to bet, I'd probably go with Florida in this game.
With the spread or the win?
Well, with the spread.
Okay, I agree with that.
You know what's funny about this is I had a young man that worked for me last year in Clearwater, and he played football for the high school there that I was doing PA announcing for, and he is one of Texas A&M's biggest recruits. He's a senior this year, 6'6". I mean, he might even be taller, 300 plus pounds. He is very athletic. He even played defensive end, and one of the things he said, so it came down to 3 schools, right? Texas, Texas A&M, and LSU. When he went to A&M and Texas the same weekend, he came back and I asked him, I said, what's it going to be? He said, I'm telling you, you're going to see Texas A&M is building something different. And he committed the next day. And now they're undefeated and looking pretty good. So maybe he's right.
We're going to learn very quickly.
Ohio State versus Illinois. Can Ryan Day seize the day and do it again against a weird Illinois team? Yeah, Illinois is like a if Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory had a team, that's who they would send out there. Is this a trap or take over the trap? What's going to happen here? Two-turn.
Yeah, I don't know why this game's getting much attention at all from anybody because, like I said, that fat pig on the Illini sideline don't know what he's doing. It's going to be just like when he was at Arkansas and he played Alabama, and you think that it's going to be a good game, and Alabama freaking beats them 56-0. I mean, this is where Julian Sayin drops average size Schmeat across the Illini defense. Like they're just not good. They gave up, I think, 37, either 27 or 37 to Purdue last week. They're just not good. And Ohio State's defense is the best in the country. I've been saying it for the past 3 weeks. I hate saying it because every time I say it, Vista gets he don't even need a Viagra when I say it. He just starts getting like, every time I say it, I see his screen start doing this. So this is not going to be close, guys. Illinois is not going to score 14 points. This is going to be an absolute blowout. It might be close, quote unquote, for 2 quarters. This game will not be close. Ohio State will win this game by 20 or more.
KD?
Man, y'all got me behind Tony all night. He's stealing my thunder. I agree. Man, Ryan Day versus Brett bulimic, whatever. And that's like a arm wrestling match between Havoc and Steve Dalton. That ain't fair. So this is gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly quick. Ohio State is so much better than Illinois. It's not even fun.
How you gonna do Steve Dalton like that, man?
Hey, listen. When I used to introduce the former tag team champion, the Thoroughbred Havoc, down to the ring, of course, being the bad guy, he's gotta show some aggression toward anybody. It don't matter if it's a fan or Steve Dalton. Fortunately, sometimes we got to go have pregame or pre-event meals, and I was neutral enough to be accepted by the bad boys. So I was on Havoc's decent side, so I didn't have to worry about that. But you're right. If me and Havoc arm wrestled, he would probably throw me into the next room.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say he ain't losing too many arm wrestling matches.
Havoc, take it away.
Man, what a segment. I'm surprised this game got attention too. Like it's really like a David Goliath matchup. If 14 points is pretty realistic for Illinois to score and Ohio State, yeah, they'll score at least 40, at least.
Man, I'm gonna tell you why this game is getting a lot of attention. Leave it up to me to tell the damn truth. Because everybody want to see Goliath fall. So they talking all this smack just in case they can knock my man Ryan Day out.
It is possible because Ryan Day has been known to throw out a stinker from year to year.
That's the old Ryan Day.
That's the old.
This is the champ.
Okay.
This is the champ. Jeremiah saying Ryan Day dialing it up. They're gonna beat the hell out of Illinois.
Now, you want me to tell you something, Barry? You see this right here? You see that color?
Uh-huh.
Ryan Day can't get that without Just for Men.
That's all right. That's okay. He don't need that. When you got his kind of money and success, and you the face of college football.
Oh, the face.
He is.
Yeah. I'll tell you what he looks like, what his face looks like. He looks like an extra off the cast of General Hospital.
Hey, Digo, you ever seen Sausage Party, that flatbread? Tell me I don't look just like Ryan Day, the flatbread from Sausage Party.
My mom used to watch these soap operas called Days of Our Lives. I swear Ryan Day was on an episode. I mean, that guy looks like, he walks in, wife cheating on him, he shoots him, and he's on the run. I mean,
No, Ryan Day looks like the kind of guy who walks into that and he sits there and watches.
Hey, okay, have it. You see what I mean? I got it out of him. I'm the herb to get him out of him. See? That's what
hey, can we all agree if Ryan Day did lose this game, everybody but Barry would celebrate?
Hey, and it don't matter if they do lose the game; they'll still get in the playoffs because it's Ohio State.
True. Yeah, you're right about that.
I can go ahead and be honest with you. It don't matter if he loses or not because I'm gonna find a way to spend it. I'm gonna spend it.
We know.
I'm gonna spend it, but Ohio State real good.
All right, this is a segment about you boys. Obviously, I write the show. Barry produces it, at least on the college football side. And here's one thing. I don't always cover everything because we try to cover the NFL because Barry does such a great job with that show. So you tell me, guys, what did we miss and why should we be talking about it? Two-turn.
Yeah, I'm looking right here right now, and the game that we're not talking about right now enough
Don't you do it.
is the Georgia Auburn game. I yeah, we talk it all the time. Vegas is geniuses, but sometimes I look at stuff and I'm like, who in the hell came up with this? I get Auburn is a hard place to play. It really is. Like there's something that I don't know if they got dead people buried underneath the bathrooms. Like I don't know if they got Nick Saban's hair locked underneath the field goal. I don't know what the hell they got going on. But it says Auburn is only getting 3.5 points in this game.
Oh man.
Like I don't know. Somebody either got some real good information or somebody's smoking some stuff that ain't from this country. But I don't like. I get it. I see. Dylan ain't in here. He runs until he can talk. So, you see him try to boost up Auburn earlier in the week. Oh, they've got 2 losses by single digits to 2 ranked teams. It don't matter. They lost.
Mm-hmm.
So, until they beat somebody that ain't New Mexico State or Cave Spring School of Death, I don't want to hear nothing about Auburn.
You always picking on the Cave Spring for the deaf. Leave them folk alone.
Well, that's because they're the only people. They're deaf because they got to play all these people. That's why they're deaf, because they're playing these big wigs. But I don't understand it. I mean, maybe it is intriguing because their defense flies around, but Jackson Arnold's been sacked 20 times, and 15 of them are because he's just holding the ball. So
yeah,
he's the only quarterback in the SEC that hadn't thrown an interception because he won't throw the ball. So Georgia's pass rush is terrible, though. Like, I don't think if they got a sack, it came this week against Kentucky. The only one or two they got on the year were against Kentucky. So I don't know. Maybe someone knows something I don't. Maybe that game's a lot better than we anticipate, but I'm not buying it.
Well, KD, before I throw it to you, Tony, who's the coach of Auburn? Billy?
The guy who sleeps with those prostitutes.
What, Billy?
No,
You.
hold on.
It doesn't matter what his name is. Dogs by 17.
Tell the truth, Kevin.
So look, here's mine, man, and this stuck out to me like a sore thumb. Sometimes Vegas puts out a number, and it just says, "Take this bet because we're giving you money." And when it says that this hard, I always go the other way. The Red River Shootout, Oklahoma versus Texas. Neutral site game. Tickets split down 50-50. There's no home field advantage. Do y'all know Texas is favored by 2.5 points in that game against Oklahoma, who is undefeated and has looked very good this year? That tells me Vegas knows something that nobody else does, and they are begging people to take Oklahoma because you're getting a top 10 team that's 5-0 against a Texas team that's already lost 2 games with a quarterback that has looked like crap the entire year. I'm taking Texas to cover that spread, to win that game. Vegas knows something. I think Mateer is hurt. I know he got injured. He's day to day, but I think they know that he's not going to play in that game. And the times that Oklahoma's backup has played, he has looked atrocious. So I think that spread. I think that game is just wild. That Oklahoma is a 2.5 dog to Texas. So that's a crazy stat to me.
Hey, that is a great point, because when I was looking at the games, I said, you know what? A lot of times we're talking about this game, but I'll tell you my reason and why I decided we weren't going to talk about it tonight. And the reason is this game gives me that feeling. In the early 2000s, I remember watching a lot of Oklahoma, Texas, no matter if they were playing each other, because they were the noon game on ABC, it seemed like every Saturday. I remember watching with my grandfather. And one thing that this game reminds me of is a lot of those matchups, Oklahoma would come out, the underdog, and just smash Texas. And for some reason, I just have a feeling this could be another smashing. And if it is, I won't be surprised because, like we've already said, we gotta be honest with ourselves. Texas is not very good, and Oklahoma is. I mean, I know they got questions with the injuries, but I just feel like this might be a smashing. Barry, what do you think?
Well, I'm gonna disagree and say that the Texas is not bad. The quarterback is bad. That's what I believe. I really think Manning is really bad. He might fix it, but I think it's bad. But I just wanted to ask y'all a question. This is not about a game. This is more about an idea. What's the difference in between James Franklin and Sarkisian? Anybody can talk to me about that.
Nothing at the moment. They are the same coach right now.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
They are the same coach at the moment. They can't beat a top 10 team to save their life. They can barely beat a ranked team. And it seems like every time Texas gets in the red zone, Sark goes full-blown radio and don't know how to call a play. So,
dude, Arch ain't the only problem. He is a problem. So I just looked up. Arch also leads the team in rushing yards at 160 yards. Their top running back has 155 yards for the season.
That's
so
bad.
Either the running backs are bad or the offensive line is terrible. Because I have seen Arch Manning run for his life a lot this season.
Yep, and I agree with that. That's what I said. I think their whole line is terrible. One other point I want to add with this, Sarkisian turned a 5-star quarterback who everyone projected to be the number 1 overall pick into a 7th-round quarterback last year in Quinn Ewers.
Oh, Quinn Ewers, yeah.
James Franklin has taken a quarterback who everybody, not me, but every freaking analyst projected to be arguably the number 1 quarterback or a top 10 pick in this year's draft, and he's projected to go undrafted at this point at the moment. So, like I said, they're the same coach right now. They just in different skin.
Yeah, for real. Like I said, hey, it's like they're both the same one. It's just one abuses alcohol and one goes to church on Sunday.
And listen, and before we turn it to somebody else, this morning, I think it was this morning when you posted that James Franklin Sarkisian post. Dude, I was already all over that, looking at that, and he posted. So even though we go hard at each other, we got a connection. We got a connection. We just
wavelength sometimes.
We just working it out, baby. What you got, Habit? What are we missing?
Man, I mean, you guys covered everything. The only thing I would say we missed the LSU South Carolina, but I mean LSU could win that game.
I was about to say it. That's a revenge game. That's a revenge game.
What's a revenge game?
South Carolina should have won that game last year. They got screwed by the refs. They picked 6 to win the game. They called a BS unnecessary roughness on South Carolina for blocking Nussmeier, not killing him, blocking. Wasn't a hard hit. LSU got the ball back, negated the pick 6. LSU scored to win that game. South Carolina is pissed.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
That I remember that. Barry, before we throw it to the NFL though, I wanted to maybe throw something in there that we can maybe discuss to open the NFL. And it's the Mark Sanchez story. And my question for you guys is, I mean, it obviously seems like this is an alcohol-ensued event, but is this over for Mark Sanchez? Is his career over in the broadcasting? I mean, he's lucky to be alive. What do you think? How does this unfold?
Well, let me say something real quick about this. I was going to put a post in about Sanchez, but I didn't think anybody wanted to take a stab at it.
Well, I will.
Okay. No pun intended.
You know, this story's had a few different legs at different times. At first, it was just he reportedly got stabbed. Everybody kind of thought it was a bar fight. Then come to find out, he's actually starting the fight with some 70-year-old man in an alley that's just doing his job, trying to make a living. Now, I guess we haven't seen the full investigative report, but it seems to me that this guy was basically defending himself against a guy nearly over twice younger than him. And then you see the video of the guy in the hospital. It looks like he's beaten half to death. So, I think Mark Sanchez, that guy should never have to work another day in his life, because he should when he sues Mark Sanchez, if everything happens the way it looks, he should have all of his wealth, and then Sanchez should spend the next 10 years in jail. Period. In the story.
They suing. He's not only suing Sanchez, he's suing Fox.
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't agree with that. Fox had nothing to do with it. His employer had nothing to do with it.
I know, but here's the angle. Here's the angle, though. I agree with you, but here's the angle. He was on business.
I agree.
He was down there on the conference. Now I think Fox has an angle, but here's the thing with law. You know this as much as I do. Fox will throw him a little bag just to get it over with.
Yeah, I mean, and I get that. But if I work, for the biggest heating and air conditioning contractor in the entire world, we get sent to training. If I accidentally kill somebody in my car because I'm texting and driving, they shouldn't be able to sue my company for my responsibility. But that's all law. That's what lawyers do. So that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
we're talking about Mark Sanchez.
Yeah,
what he done was wrong, and he deserves to be punished for it to the full extent of the law, whatever that is. I'm glad he got felony charges. If everything looks the way it does, I mean, he deserves everything he gets.
Well, he pepper sprayed the guy. The guy pepper sprayed him.
Yes.
Try to get him up.
Yes.
Off him.
Yes.
I mean, imagine that, dude. I looked up his net worth. I mean, Mark Sanchez got some cheese, right?
Yeah.
Just a man. They said, I don't even know if he was on coke or we said alcohol, but
he was on something other than alcohol.
They said that boy was.
Yeah, I mean, it was
running up and down in the alley, running up and down.
Yeah, he was running.
You're right. The guy gave him every chance. I mean, the guy gave him every chance to, not have to stab him, and he's lucky that he didn't have a gun, because you're right. Yeah. I mean, he looked like he got beat to a pulp. And if that was in the South, he's getting shot in the neck.
Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, dude, Mark Sanchez, he may be retired now for 5 or 6 years, but the dude is still a physical specimen. Like you don't get out of the NFL and then become just some overweight, out of shape bum. I mean, this guy is somebody that's a beast still. And I can't get over it, man. I mean, if it was my grandfather, I'd want him dead. I wouldn't want him in jail. So that's just how I feel.
Yeah, he's an idiot. I mean, there's no way around it. I seen it that first day. I was like, damn, he got stabbed? What happened? Indianapolis, I've been there. It didn't seem like that crazy of a place. And then you see all these details come out, and then it shows a video. I haven't seen the actual video. If there's a video of him and the guy getting into it, I'd like to see it. I haven't saw that. But I saw the video of him, like, walking around stumbling after he got stabbed. It snows a lot up in Indianapolis. He might have fell and got his face caught in some. You never know. So
I'm going to tell you right now, if you never got stabbed before, I have got stabbed before. It hurts.
Oh, yeah. I not stabbed like that.
And I think he got stabbed multiple times.
As he should.
So the dude was trying to get him off of him.
Yeah, I caught one. I got a scar right there where I caught one right there in the hand, and just in the hand it hurts.
I'm about to cut my daggum thumb off one time. I came home, and my grandmother, she's been taking care of a little girl since she was like 6 months old, and she's like 13 at this time, maybe 12. I don't know. Anyways, I'm coming home, and she's outside, and she's got her hand pointed up, and I'm coming out. I said, "Emma, get your hand out my face." And I did like this. I don't know why Michael Myers had a big ass knife in her hand. Pointing, I thought it was just her hand, so I reached up and I cut myself, about cut my thumb off, and I can't tell you how bad that hurt. So I couldn't imagine getting stabbed like internally.
Well, it hurts. And let me say this before we move on to the show. I think it's going to be a revival of the senior citizens all across the United States, maybe even the world. They're going to all have pocket knives, guns, switchblades, box cutters, and when you try to get up on them, they're going to stab you and slice the shit out of you. because they tired of people taking advantage of them. And I was happy to know. I mean, it was kind of weird at first to say 69 years old. You jumping on a 69-year-old? But when I first heard it, no joke, I thought he had got robbed or something crazy like that. And then I saw the article said he done got arrested. I was like, what?
Well, at first he only got arrested. At first he only got arrested on misdemeanor charges.
That's right.
And then more come out. Then he got the felony. So they've got some evidence that he's done something that he shouldn't have.
He has done some things. Okay, check it out. Hey, fellas, we got to give props where props is due, baby. We got to give them. Chopping block, we getting wore out by Kaylin. She wearing us out.
I see this week we're not posting the weekly top. We're just posting the overall, huh?
It's
First time all year I finished in the top.
It's on there. That's it. Week 6.
That's
right
the
there.
no. That's the overall.
He's talking about on the right hand side. It shows what you scored on the week.
Oh, okay.
So
Let's see. Yeah, there I am with
and-
16. Right
Man,
there, 16.
you ain't the only one that got 16.
But I'm still tied for number one.
Hey, real
Just
quick,
call me the Dallas Cowboys.
am I tripping? Who in the hell is Jon Snow? Am I missing something?
That's
Havoc.
That's Havoc, man.
That's Havoc.
Like, what? I was so
Look,
confused.
Havoc missed the first. Look, we're lucky. Havoc missed the first week.
I've been looking so much. I'm like, what the hell is a Jon Snow? And now I know.
That's Jon Snow. And I just want to say for the record, Tony keep on acting like he's having the best week.
I had a bad week.
He ain't even really moved up that much.
Hold on, timeout. First off,
You haven't.
no, you want to say that now? I was third going into last week. I went from 7th to 3rd in 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks, and I had a bad week. Look, I had 10.
Well, hey, if
I had 10 points.
Alabama goes from 3rd to 6th this Saturday, I'm gonna be pissed at him. So take that how you will.
I went from 3rd to 5th, and I had 10 points in the college games. And the NFL, starting with the Browns, them damn dirty Browns screwed me, and my weight day went downhill. But look, it's all right. Daddy just needed to bounce back. Daddy'll be back up there again after this week.
Yeah, you're gonna be voting. I bet you're gonna be a whole lot more conservative this upcoming week.
No, I wasn't conservative.
What are you trying to do? See, I know Tony's tight because he's a lot like me, y'all. He's more like me than not, and he wants to win. He wants to win at all costs. So what he'll do, he want to play that odd. He want to be the one that wins. He want to be. That's what he does, and that's how he got his ass caught up right there.
No, I just lost 4 games there at the end. I mean, it is what it is. NFL,
Tony, you pick a lot of more upsets than most people. And
yeah, but I picked it because of the points. Like I told you, I don't care who it is. If they got a 10-point spread in the NFL, I'm taking the 10 points. Like even the Bengals, they didn't cover, but they were still close.
I'm fixing to offer Kaylin $100 a week to share her picks with me, so I can catch up.
She's on it, as you do.
Yeah, she is.
She is on it. All right, fellas. That's on point. That's on crack. Steve Dalton. This is the current playoff picture. If it would end today, this is what it is. I want you to pick out a team or two and tell me what's on point, and then I want you to tell me what's on crack.
So this one right here. So how many teams make the playoffs? Is it 7 or 8?
7.
7. Okay, that's what I thought. Just to start off in the NFC, yeah, I actually think the Rams have played better football than to be out of the playoffs if the season were to be ended today. And honestly, I'm shocked that Washington is ahead of them because, they've had some injuries and some games not go their way. But I'll tell you what's on point is in Buccaneers because, I've been on Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield for the last 3 or 4 years on this show. So not surprised there. That's on point. And then for the AFC, hey, that's on crack. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's my Patriots at 7. It's not believable. Yes, we had a win last week and we played really, really well on defense. Had a plan in place to slow Josh Allen down enough, and somehow we scored enough. So I'm just saying that's on crack because I can't believe it, and I don't know if it'll stay like that. But I'll tell you what's on point is I hate to say it, but it's somebody who might be on crack. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Um, man, the Steelers. I hate that Aaron Rodgers plays for them because I really kind of like the Steelers low key. I've always kind of
I
pulled
always
for
love
them.
the Steelers, man.
I mean, there's just something about their uniforms, and I like Mike Tomlin and Big Ben was, they were okay. So that's on point, even though I hate to say it with the crackhead Aaron Rodgers.
I'll go last on this one. I got to help Madison real quick.
Okay.
Hey, let me tell you, I know exactly why.
And
I know
don't forget,
exactly.
don't forget about Palomalu, the greatest Steeler of all time.
Palamalu, baby.
I love him.
Look, I know exactly why we all love the Steelers. Digo, Barry, it's all connected. It's that black and gold, baby.
Yes, right. That's right.
It's that black and gold.
It's got to be, right? It's got to be.
And even and for me and Dalton, even before the Yellow Jackets, we the only two people that left schools and ain't had to get new colors. We was black and gold at the Pepperell too.
There you go. There you go.
But I'm about to make Barry's skin crawl. Who's on point. Look at that number 2 seed in the NFC. You know why they're number 2 seed? It damn sure ain't because of Brock Purdy. I'll tell you that. With his 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions and 1-1 record, Mac Jones is out here throwing the freaking what's his name, Brucey, from the damn longest yard and winning games, beating the Rams, game-winning drive in overtime against the freaking Rams. And guess what? It's only going to get better because wait till George Kittle comes back. Wait till Jennings comes back. Wait till about week 11 when Ayuk comes back. If Mac keeps playing like he's playing, Purdy's going to be holding that clipboard and praying to God that Mac don't win a Super Bowl. But
hey,
I
agree.
What's on crack right now, in my opinion, is the Packers. I'm going to say it. I don't think the Packers are for real. I don't. I think that Jordan Love is not that dude. He's got the talent. I've been saying it. He's too inconsistent. They're going to go downhill if they start playing some good teams. I don't believe in them. Hopefully that changes my mind because I love me some Josh Jacobs. I love the Packers. But Jordan Love ain't it for me. And the other one that's on crack are these dusty-ass Chargers. They suck. I mean, they suck. I mean, I don't care what that record shows. They're terrible. They might lose to the Dolphins. That's how bad they are.
Oh wow, this is getting outrageous tonight. And that little bit that you had about the 49ers, we shall see. What's up, Havoc?
What's on crack? The Vikings. I don't think the Vikings will have that wild card there. I would say the Rams would get in that wild card. Well, no, is the Rams 49ers the matchup, or where or the Rams are the 9th seed there?
No, here it is. Yeah, that's the 9th seed. So really, honestly, if it ends today,
So
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Rams where the Vikings are. I don't think the Vikings are going to make the playoffs. And then the other wild card for the AFC too. The Patriots, same thing. They're a young team. I don't see them getting in with that wild card. And I see the Chiefs or Chargers having that wild card. So if the Chargers fall down, they'll take that 7th seed or the Chiefs, but it won't be the Patriots. That's the on crack. The Patriots and Vikings.
Oh, I see you up. So you hanging in there with the Jags then, huh?
Well, for now, because Indianapolis is probably going to win the division, but I can see the Jags getting a wild card.
Oh, we got
just a wild card.
He's cheating. He done brought some help in.
Hey, Barry. There was a cool stat I heard on the radio this morning that kind of goes with what Tony said, and I wanted to ask you this. The 49ers, you kind of have to look at it like if Mac Jones keeps winning, this will bring you to a question. Who has more or who has a better record as a starting quarterback for the 49ers? Jimmy Garoppolo or Brock Purdy? The answer might shock you.
It don't shock me one bit.
No, it don't shock me either
Because I've been saying it don't matter who the quarterback is in that system. It don't matter. As long as they don't turn it over, they're going to contend for a Super Bowl. I mean, look at the last 3 quarterbacks that's won a freaking playoff game in San Francisco. Colin sucks at, never mind, Kaepernick, Brock Purdy, and Jimmy Garoppolo. That's your last 3 quarterbacks that have won a playoff game.
What happened
All
last
3 of them are below average.
Well, how do you explain last year?
What about last year?
49ers wasn't in the Super Bowl.
They missed the playoffs because Purdy sucked.
Yeah, no, that's not what happened. What's up, Kevin?
So I'm looking at all of these, and I think everyone except one is on point. I don't know how the Raiders going to make the playoffs. They are terrible.
No. What this is saying is the 1 through 7 is the playoff teams right now. The first 4.
Oh, okay. I got you. I'm sorry. Oh, well, then I'm good. Then I'm good with the top 7 in each league. I really am. I think every one of those teams is going to be in the playoffs.
Really?
I do. Honestly do.
Okay, so I'm going to say this right here.
Because I still believe in Jordan Love and the Packers, even though they've been playing kind of lousy. I think they're going to get it together. And I think maybe the Rams over the Seahawks, maybe.
I'm gonna go with Tony on this. I'm a little bit iffy about the Packers, and I love, like we just talked about the Steelers. I love the Packers too. The Cheeseheads, the Ice Bowl, right? You like this team now, and look what they got here, fellas. They got 3 teams from the the NFC North in the playoffs. That ain't happening.
No.
That's crack right there. That ain't going to happen. In my opinion, 3 teams is not coming. If 3 teams come from any division, I think it might be the NFC West. Okay?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So
I agree 100% with that.
I'm calling that Vikings. I'm calling that might be a little crack. And the Eagles may be on point, but them 49ers about to get tested. And listen, fellas, the major crack is the Colts. That's crack. I ain't believing they're going to be the number 1 seed. Ain't nobody going to tell me they're going to be the number 1 seed in football. I don't care what they doing now. No, they about to get into a schedule, and we're going to find out who they are. So in my opinion, they on crack. If anybody win that division, it's gonna be the
Jaguars.
It's gonna be the Bills. It's gonna be the Bills. Cause Josh Allen fits to come back with a vengeance. Hey fellas, I want to see what you guys know about this right here. Name that team and fix the team. And why
the
y'all
star kiss is Tua. The tuna can is Tua.
Well, fix them.
Oh, fix them? Well, Tyreek Hill got hurt, so they'll have to get a replacement number 1 receiver and a running game.
All right.
And a brain surgery.
Y'all keep going. I'll be right back.
Oh, Havoc. Barry walked off. Y'all can listen because I was ready. I wrote this crap down today. So we're going to start with he won't say Tua. You ready for this? The Dolphins, 32nd in the NFL in yards allowed, 30th in the NFL in yards per carry, 28th in rushing touchdowns allowed, 32nd in rushes of 20 yards or more, 31st in rushes of 40 yards or more, 31st in first downs allowed. Not against the Panthers, they had 19 rushing yards as a team. Tua had 5 of them. 14 rushing yards as a team. Now, on the flip side of that, since it's Tua's fault, Tua is top 3 in the NFL in passing touchdowns right now in the league. He has a touchdown pass in 20 straight games. That is the second longest streak in the NFL behind Lamar Jackson. His receiver 1 goes down. And like I've been saying for years, oh, he's back. There we go. He missed half of it. Let me just reiterate what I said, Barry. So we started with the tuna fish. You ready?
All right.
So they're horrible. You want to know let me tell you how to fix it? They are 32nd in the NFL. So dead last in yards allowed, 30th in yards per carry, 28th in rushing touchdowns allowed, 32nd in rushes of 20 yards or more, 31st in rushes of 40 yards or more, 31st in first downs allowed. They had 19 rushing yards against the Panthers this weekend. 5 of those rushing yards came from Tua. So they had 14 rushing yards as a team. On the flip side of that, Tua Tagovailoa is top 3 in the NFL in touchdowns. He has a touchdown pass in 20 consecutive games. That is the second longest streak in the NFL currently, behind Lamar Jackson. His receiver 1 goes down. And as I've been saying for years, the Dolphins are better with Tyreek off the field versus on. It's not a coincidence. Game 1 without Tyreek, he has his best game of the season, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's the only quarterback in the NFL that I know that needs 2 game-winning drives to win a game, and they still lose. He's top 3. Hold on. He's top 3 in the NFL of throws over 20 yards or more. He's tied with Baker Mayfield in that. He makes his weapons better. So what they could do is get some weapons, like fix the defense, and work on your offensive
Fire
line.
the head coach. Got to fire him.
Got to fire him. But then you move on here.
Dude's a weirdo.
That's definitely the Chargers. The Chargers suck.
Hold on. You can come back, but I want somebody else to come after that tuna can.
Mm-hmm. Go, let's see it.
Kevin, you can't pick somebody, Kevin, and fix him. You muted.
I'm guessing the Philly cheesesteak is Philly.
That's Philly.
I mean, what's there to fix, man? They're playing good football. They hadn't been as explosive as they have been. But look, the year they won the Super Bowl, they started out slow. So, I mean, what can they do? Fix the defense, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. That defense
they could use a pass rush. Maybe trade somebody, get somebody at the deadline, trade AJ Brown.
Oh man, you just said something, but I took a slide out tonight. I'm gonna come back with something for you. But I'm glad you said that. Have it. You there, Have it?
Let's see. Is that a Charger there? Life Pack Chargers?
Yeah.
Okay, fix the Chargers. Well, Justin Herbert, he'll have to play better in big moments. And that's really it. Herbert's got all the physical tools. He has to finish games better, play better in the fourth quarter.
All right,
I will say one thing, Havoc, too. They are down to their third string running back. That does hurt. Even though
that hurts a lot.
I will say that's not his fault.
All right, Tony, you got anything else on this slide?
Oh, yeah. Back to them Chargers, them busted-ass, rechargeable Chargers. Look, man, their record's 3-2. Who have they beaten? I mean, the Chiefs are their best win. The Chiefs just got beat by the Prince, as you say, the Frog. They just lost to the Jaguars. Their best win's the Chiefs. They beat the freaking the Raiders. Ooh. You know who else they beat? The Denver Broncos. Ooh. And then they lost.
Hold on. Now you're starting to be a little bit disingenuous.
The Broncos are not a horrible team, but they're not a great team. They're not a good team.
It ain't about being great. See, this is what drives me crazy about you guys.
I said, who did they beat?
Y'all say any given day,
I agree.
Saturday, even given Sunday, 10 points is too much. But now let's say this is what drives me crazy.
You say that's what drives you crazy about you guys, but the only person you constantly yell at is Tony, so it ain't us. You don't want to single Tony out.
It is any given day, but at the same time, if you want to hype this guy up to be so good and he's the next elite talent, and I'm gonna get to my point, I'm almost there. Trust and believe that. But they lost to the Giants. They lost to Jackson Dart, who you said is absolutely awful. So they got beat by Jackson Dart. That was with their running backs. And they were up 10-0 this past weekend, and they let the Washington Commanders, with one leg of Jaden Daniels at the moment, Jaden's not even healthy, and he dropped it on him. He dropped his nuts on him. 27 unanswered points to beat them 27-10. But yeah, let's talk about it. You got these guys that you just pick and choose of who you say is great and not great. Let's talk about it. They play this weekend, baby. Tua and Herbert. They play this weekend. If you look at the numbers and watch the games, Tua's better than Herbert this year. He's got more touchdowns, same amount of interceptions, a better completion percentage. I mean, what is Herbert? What makes Herbert so good besides physical gifts?
You got a point.
We know what Tua is. We don't know what the hell Herbert is.
You put Tua on a team with Jim Harbaugh and his commitment to running the ball.
There we go. I
don't even care about that. I don't even care about that. Because Tua doesn't have that. He's still outplaying Herbert.
Have it. This is why I am how I am. I say this right here. I say it all the time. If you ever hear, I'm not going to say Kevin, because this is the first time he showed a sign. This sign right here. Okay? Everything has to be perfect for these Alabama teams and these quarterbacks.
Well, it's not perfect at all.
What about just putting the team on your back and getting it done? Tua got some weapons, dude.
What weapons?
What?
Yeah, but Barry, we've all agreed the coach for Miami's not it.
Who is the weapon?
But when Tua had
maybe a pistol in his trunk.
Who was the coach when Tua threw?
Flores.
That's not good. That's not very good.
Was he?
He's only had two coaches. He's had Flores and McDaniel.
I thought McDaniel was the coach when he had that great year.
Yeah, that was 4,000.
Oh yeah.
That was McDaniel.
Okay, then. Okay, so let's just make a deal with each other. If we're gonna get a coach all the blame when the team does bad, let's give them all the credit when when your favorite players do good.
Barry, that's not the point with this guy. Literally, I watched the whole game. You stopped. I didn't watch. I turned it off when I said I did, but I watched 3.5 quarters of it. At half, they were up 17-0, and he goes, "We're a little." And Tua's 19 for 21 for 215 and 2 touchdowns. He goes, "Yeah, we're a little too one-dimensional on offense right now." There's going to be games where you can't run the football. There's going to be games where you can't throw the football. You got to go with what's hot. You know what this idiot did? He decided to keep running the ball when you're averaging negative yards per carry, and you let a team single-handedly get back in the game, and you force your quarterback to go down and try to get a game-winning drive, which he did. He threw a 50-yard touchdown on a dime to take the lead. And then what does his defense do? They lay down and give up a touchdown, and you expect Tua to go win it again.
Everything Tony says, everything he just said is absolutely true about that last game. There's no explanation on why McDaniels stopped throwing when Tua was absolutely on fire. That's just terrible coaching.
They threw 15 passes at or under the line of scrimmage, screen passes, to try to get the running back going. Who cares? You're killing them down the field. He was 10 for 14 on yards, throws 15 or more yards down the field. Throw the damn ball. The year he threw for 4,000 yards, you know what they did? They reiterated offense. They stretched the field. Like, I don't want to hear this about they don't trust Tua to do this. Well, when they did trust him, he had the best year of his career.
They don't.
So how come?
And that's not a Tua problem. That's an organization problem.
If they don't trust him, what's it off of them? Because the stats show he's got the most touchdowns than anyone but 2 other guys in the league. His throws over 20 yards are better than everybody but 2 guys in the league. So what's the problem? Is it they don't trust him, or is it they don't trust the offensive line? Because his left guard has the worst passing grade in the entire NFL.
That's a good point. But what I would like to do is I like to take some time to do some research and look at this thing a little bit more closely, because I know you're a homer. You know, Tua does no wrong. So I'm gonna have to validate some of this stuff, because Tua be making some crazy mistakes. He does some stuff.
But when you're always, and look, this is where I compare it to. I'm not comparing him to the actual player. I'm comparing the situation, because Lord knows he's nowhere near Drew Brees. Drew Brees had these same issues because they never fixed the defense. They never fixed it. He constantly had to play from behind. He threw for 5,000 yards like 7 times, 40-plus touchdowns, and they won like 8 games half the time. Because when you're constantly playing from behind, you have to try to force throws just to win the game. And you know what happens when you do that? You have boneheaded mistakes. And Drew Brees threw a lot of interceptions because he was having to force things. When you're, for example, Lord knows I hate Tom Brady. Tom Brady didn't have the pressures that some of these quarterbacks have, just like Patrick Mahomes. He really hadn't had that kind of pressure because his defenses have been great for the majority of his career. Now, they're still both really good under pressure, but who's to say they're going to be good every single game under pressure? They have to do it every game for the whole year, for the whole damn career. And it ain't got nothing to do with being perfect around Tua, because Tua won with Flores. With 1-7 Dolphins, came in and won 7 straight games and had him 1 game away from the playoff, and his best receiver was rookie Jalen Waddle. Myles Gaskin was his running back. Mike Gesicki was his tight end. Mike Gesicki hasn't had a year since he's left the Dolphins. He don't have as many touchdowns in the last 4 years as he did the 1 year with Miami. He has 60 yards on the year right now. Jonnu Smith had his best year of his career last year. Jonnu Smith right now, where's he at? He's got 71 yards right now. Coming off his best year, everybody's like, why the Dolphins cut Jonnu? Tua makes those guys better. I mean,
you know what the toilet, you know what the toilet said, what the water said to the toilet?
If it's listening to me right now, that thing's squirting.
Can you believe this shit? Hey, Dalton, you got something on this? Because I'm tired of listening to Dalton. He's just a homer.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So I do want to ask a question. Nobody's asked. What is that on the bottom left?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is.
That's a crab cake. Where you get the best crab cakes in the
Okay, Maryland. Okay. Okay. I just had to ask.
Baltimore.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Who's the
That
wings?
guy making you say "Go Tigers" at one time for that ice cream?
Yeah, Buffalo invented the wings. So this is what I got on this. Name the team and fix it. This is tough because y'all have put out some really good points. But I'm going to say I'll be honest with you. I won't go Philly here. And the reason why, I actually think what I would do right now, I would trade A.J. Brown. And I would get, instead of picks, I would try to get a player that's going to be able to play. Because anybody that could just get in that system is going to be successful. And they're going to be able to have to give up something to get A.J. Brown anyway. I just think he's a cancer on that team.
Yeah.
And what also is a problem that nobody's wanting to talk about. I mean, some of the media is talking about it on the radio because I spent a lot of time in the car listening to the radio. The Philly run game. Saquon Barkley has not done anything. And I think a lot of that has to do with the offensive line, too. They're not playing up to par. Jalen Hurts is –
he only had like 6 carries. They're not even giving him the ball.
But here's the thing, too.
Oh, I know you didn't just say that.
They did.
Here's the thing. Jalen Hurts is also – honest to God, his play has been mediocre. Offense as a whole has been mediocre. The only thing keeping them – really, they've kind of gotten blessed with a schedule, and their defense has bailed them out of some games. And here's the thing. What they did this past weekend was a total implosion, and you lose to the Denver Broncos, and it's really embarrassing. So Philly's got a lot to work on, but here's the thing. They're still number one, and they're still really good.
Hey, Dalton, you know what I would do?
Follow that up?
You can go ahead. I'll say
just real quick. So you could take 2 teams could trade right now, the Dolphins and the Eagles. The Eagles got a guy named Jaden Phillips on that team. He was a first-round defensive end. He's a hell of a pass rusher. Eagles need a defensive lineman that can rush the passer. Dolphins need A.J. Brown with Tyreek Hill going down. So that's a potential trade that could happen. That would make sense. I think the Dolphins would have to give up more than just Phillips to get Brown. But, is Brown worth 2 first-round picks? Maybe.
Hold on, man.
You know what I would do?
Great point.
You guys forget how good A.J. Brown is.
No, AJ's great, but this is my thing.
Go ahead.
If I was Jalen Hurts right now, I would somehow this week I would have a tweaked hamstring. Some way, I'd make it up. Some way or another, coach, my hamstring hurts. I can't play this week. And then I might not even play the next week. Because when you see how bad the Eagles are when Jalen Hurts is off the field, they might start having a little bit more respect instead of blaming everything on Jalen.
Thank you.
And it's not no. AJ Brown's great. Nobody's forgetting how good he is. But how many great NFL players got traded because they were just unhappy and they made the entire team uncomfortable? So I mean, it happens.
I do agree with that. I 100% agree with that. But the element, and I'll move past this real quick. But the element that we have to understand is this, guys. At the end of the day, these guys, that's their jobs. And AJ knows that if he don't get the stats, the team ain't gonna come back and say, "Oh man, you are a great player. You roll with the team or whatever." They're gonna say, "Let me look at your stats and compare it against the rest of the NFL," and that's what they're gonna want to base his money off of. And he is a true number one. So, and let's remember, guys, it's kind of like, I mean, it's a little different what Tony just said, but don't forget, with AJ being on the field, that causes some other things to happen and not happen. So you pull him off, you can see a different dynamic. So people need to understand that. I do agree with you guys that he seems to be causing some problems, but I can understand kind of why. All right, guys. Four little statements right here. Y'all can, all of y'all can grab one. We'll start from the top and you can grab which one you want. Listen, man, we got them old doo-doo Browns and we got ourselves a little quarterback situation over there in Cleveland. And some people are telling me that the Pats are back. I even saw something comparing Brady to May and saying that May is on target to be the next GOAT. And what about this? We talked about them senior citizens earlier, stabbing folks out there in Indiana. Say it ain't Joe Flacco. This man getting more jobs than anybody. I don't know what it is, but this man must be connected. And do Josh miss his ex? Can you dig it? Talk to me, Dalton.
Well, you had some great ones on this one because there's a lot of funny ones I would love to attack, and I have an answer for just about everyone, but I'm going to give you one. The Pats are back. How you doing? We're back. We're back. And it might, it might only last for a couple weeks, but right now I'm going to enjoy it. Slapping the Buffalo Bills around once again. It hasn't happened in a little while, but Brady used to do it every year, and now Drake May going to Buffalo in a whiteout. That was a crazy uniform concept, and the fans got into it. But it wasn't enough because the Pats are back. And Mike Vrabel, he's doing an okay job. Here's the weird thing. People saying, I guess I'll have to throw this one in here. Josh missing his ex? No, he ain't. Stephon Diggs, he's messing around on a yacht with some pink snow in a little baggie, and he ain't worried about football. He just so happened to have to play on Sunday night, or they were going to take a check away from him, and it just so happened to be against Josh Allen. If he has a better season this year after this and he improves, will I be happy? Of course he plays for my team, but is it going to happen? No.
Wow. Two-turn, man. Get this thing straight.
Yeah, I'm going to go with my boy down here. Say it ain't Joe Flacco. I still think the Bengals offensive line is god-awful. I think their defense is god-awful. They will be way better than they have been the past 2 to 3 weeks because Jake Browning is the worst quarterback in the NFL at the moment. I mean, he's worse than old Perryman That one dude, 1 year for the might have been the Bills that came in. Nathan.
Nathan Peterman, yeah.
Peterman. I mean, he's that level bad. I mean, it's insane. The only reason it'll help my fantasy team because I got Jamar Chase and Chase Brown because Flacco knows what he's going to do with the ball before he catches it. So I am happy about that. The Bengals going to make no noise? Hell no. But Flacco going to keep getting that Social Security check.
Hey, wait a minute. I love all of them takes. You got it going on, boy. I like how you do your thing. But wait a minute. This man was just on the damn bench in Cleveland.
Hey, that's the Browns. As bad as the Bengals are, the Browns' offense is just as bad. They just got a good defense over in Cleveland.
I'm going to say two things about two of these just real quick. So Flacco is getting another job because he's got a Super Bowl ring. That's it. That's the only reason. He's just a name and a face. It doesn't surprise me the situation the Bengals are in. They got the ex-LSU wide receiver and the ex-LSU quarterback, and when things go south, LSU players tend to quit. That's just how they were born and raised in LSU. So that's just what they do. But the happiest I am is the Pats are back. Drake May is the future of that organization. I think he's a phenomenal quarterback, and it just makes me happy because I know Steve Dalton is walking around Rome, Georgia, with his chest puffed out just a little bit more every week. And a happy Steve is good for everybody.
That's right.
Well, you can just ask Two-Turn what Tom Brady. I mean, he created a monster because when the Patriots were winning, I was blown up like SpongeBob SquarePants on that one episode.
I love it. Love it.
Have it, holler at me.
Well, I got one, and it's got to be the number one, the Doo-Doo Browns. Boy, what a weird quarterback situation. Great for Joe Flacco to get the hell out of there. Now they got two young knuckleheads, Shador and Dylan Gabriel, who I would have not touched either. Not to mention the real starter is coming off of injury either at the end of the year or next year, Deshaun Watson. So that's a real conundrum, and they are complete doo-doo.
You know what'd be great is if they took Shador and that other young quarterback and just like made a pay-per-view UFC style fight. The person that can walk out of the ring gets the starting job. That'd be perfect Brown football.
They'll both be holding clipboards for Deshaun Watson. So that's
that is not going to happen. That is not going to happen.
Deshaun's massage therapist could even referee that fight.
Or you might be a Hollywood producer, young man. Hey, listen. Hey, look. Does anybody other than Havoc think that Deshaun Watson is going to play another down in the NFL?
I was going to ask the same question. I'm so glad you asked that. So, is he coming back for sure in 2 or 3 games? Like, what is the official word?
They owe him money. He's coming off his Achilles injury, and he'll be back at some point. So that's why they traded Flacco.
I got family that owe me money, and I ain't heard from him in 6 years.
Let me tell you what that situation is like, my friend. It's when you're a super wealthy man, and you got a woman that you know you ain't got no future with her. She on your nerves. You just gonna have to pay her and let her go.
Yeah,
that's what it's gonna be. You can't put him back over the field because you can't get the stink off of him. You can't get the stink off of Watson, and that's why he's not gonna be there for long.
And he was actually, when he did play, he was actually worse than all the other quarterbacks who's played for him since.
He'll be back, guys. I stand on that. He'll be back.
He'll be back.
You know what? This will teach men a lesson. You can't get too many damn massages. It'll get your skill out of you. If they massage the skill out of him, because when that boy was in Houston, he was a bad boy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was.
Maybe Cleveland can convince Ryan Day to be their head coach, and we'll see how good Ryan Day actually is.
He's amazing. Hey, let's talk about a Prince and a T. Jags are 4-1. Look at man. I think I just saw Habit nipples perk up. Jags are 4-1. Are they serious? Did the Prince slay Chief Mahomes? I can't wait to hear this. And Steve Dalton, you go last. I'm gonna go back in the reverse. Have it. Do your thing. I want to hear that shit to last.
Well, are they serious? Right now, I wouldn't say a serious contender, but a serious threat to make the playoffs. And did we slay Mahomes? For one night, yes. Now that doesn't mean it's not the same as beating them in the playoffs, but it's still the biggest win in Trevor's career. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a roller coaster ride, like it's been with Trevor since he got here. He seems to be a Jay Cutler kind of quarterback. He's going to turn the ball over. He's going to have some touchdowns. He's going to have some fumbles. He's going to have some big runs. It's just a big roller coaster ride with Trevor Lawrence, and you just got to learn to live with it until he learns how to take better care of the ball. But it doesn't look like – it looks like this is what we got. He's going to turn the ball over, and he's going to make some plays. So are they serious? I don't know. We'll find out. I think they're a playoff team, though. But I'm not saying they'll win the division. I'm not going to go out on that kind of a limb.
What's so beautiful about this statement is just like the King said, good to have a happy Steve Dalton. We got a hope for havoc too. We got a hope for havoc. All right, what's up, King?
First off, I just want to express my severe disappointment in all of you because I felt like I was watching this game by myself in the second half and talking to myself in our group thread. The second half was must-watch football, man. And the ending where Trevor Lawrence got stepped on, fell down, got up, and still run around the corner to win that game. It was amazing, man.
Yeah, it was.
Did the Prince slay Mahomes? No, Mahomes drove the ball down the field for a game-winning score, man. But Trevor Lawrence made some really good throws. He dropped one on the sideline in a bucket to a receiver that was just a beautiful pass. I mean, that was an NFL throw, and sun shines on the dog's ass right every once in a while. So Sunshine Lawrence had his sunshine moment against Patrick Mahomes, and hey, kudos to them, man. I ain't got nothing against the Jags. I like to see them win.
And you gotta know that he can always tell anybody, I slayed the dragon in least one. Yeah. That's a good story to tell your grandkids. I want to hear this BS right here.
Yeah, I'm eating some cheese right now, some string cheese, just because this right there is hit or miss for me because I love Havoc. I do. I want him to have a team that's good because it seems to me that all his teams just absolutely blow. I feel so bad. Like the Cowboys, the Gators.
Hey, he can still pop into VCR tape, go and watch it.
Havoc is a heel because of his sports teams in the wrestling world. He's a heel because of his sports team. But I will say the Jaguars' defense is for real. They are some headhunters, and they will get the ball for Trevor Lawrence. I don't know if they're serious because I'm with Havoc about Trevor Lawrence, but I also feel like there's something not right with Trevor Lawrence and either the head coach or the OC. I think they're under center too much because I don't think their line is good enough to hold up for the 3 to 4 seconds after the play fake for these long developing plays to be open. I think Trevor Lawrence is best when you're in the pistol.
And if anybody know anything about 3 or 4 seconds, Two-Turt does.
Yeah, I last about 3 or 4 seconds anytime I try. But
what y'all taking to last that long?
I think as the season goes on, they'll find better ways to set Trevor up for success. And I pray to God they get Travis Hunter involved because I'm tired of him sitting on my bench in fantasy because I need another receiver to do something. He's about to be on the waiver wire if he don't get his stuff together. But I don't know about the Jags, man. I think they're a playoff team. but I just don't know if they're.
And you hit on something, Tony, a little bit. When I watched that game, it's I think that's the first. Well, maybe not the first time, but I really paid attention to Trevor Lawrence that game. And you're right, that offense doesn't seem like it fits him. Trevor Lawrence really needs to be in like a run pass option offense because he's got some wheels. He needs to be in an offense. I think he's not Lamar Jackson athletic, but he's good enough to be in that kind of offense and make it work.
Yeah. And just a small moment of silence before this BS come erupting out of Steve Dalton's ass.
I do want to say that is the worst NFL touchdown I have ever saw in my life.
It was great. It was great.
The whole Chiefs defense should be put on the line and running wind sprints for the.
I don't know if y'all seen Chris Jones's face after.
I was about to say that.
He was
Chris
so
Jones
mad.
was
I would not face that man in the locker room if I was on his side of the ball.
For real. Steve Dalton.
Well, you guys said 3 or 4 seconds, which brings me to my next segment, sponsored by Blue Chew. Hey, the Jaguars, I'm not going to say they slayed anything, except for maybe the fans. I mean, honestly, because they're 4-1. This is a very slippery slope. And I thought about this. Next week, we need to have a button when we say slippery, because it seems like we're saying slippery so much. We need to have Quavo come in and use the Migos voice, slippery, because that's what I feel like. We're on this slippery for here, but a slippery slope. And what I mean by that is this seems like, hey, what was it? The last 2 years, you've got the Jaguars in the same spot. 1 year, they lose the next 7 games or whatever it is, 6 games, somehow still made the playoff. And then the other year, they won the next 4 or 5 games and, win the division, host a playoff game. And it's just, this could be the weird one. So I wouldn't be shocked if the Jags lost the next 4, and I wouldn't be shocked if they won the next 4. That's just what the Jags do.
I think the Jags might end up winning that division. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I am not buying them Colts. I am not buying them. I don't care what they're doing, guys. They trip. I ain't going to believe them. Hey, speaking of tripping, you guys tell me if I'm tripping. Okay? Giants will lose the next 10 games. Anybody?
Well, since we're officially sponsored now, I appreciate that. The Giants will not. The Giants will not lose the next 10 games. It's not possible.
Why?
Look who they got.
Okay, I'll tell you who they got. They got the Eagles. They got the Broncos. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm right. Eagles, Broncos. Why it's got the Eagles? They play the Eagles. Man, this schedule showed that they play the Eagles 2 times in 3 weeks.
How you think they're gonna lose 10 games? You don't even know who they got.
No, I'm looking at it. Eagles, Broncos, but I never seen that they got the Eagles 2 times in 3 weeks.
That's what's weird scheduling, bro.
Eagles, Broncos, Eagles, 49ers. Okay, maybe they beat the Bears. Packers, Lions, Patriots, Commanders, Vikings, dude. That's crazy.
They got a good chance of beating the Vikings. They got a good chance of beating the Patriots.
It's going to be tough, KD. He's got a point. 10 games is very hard to lose in a row. I'll be honest.
Right. If I was that's what I'm saying. If I was a betting man, I would take the Giants to not lose 10 games. You're either taking the Giants or the field.
So tell me this right. Well, tell me this right here. Don't every year some team go 0-16 or 1?
Every now and then.
It could happen.
I'm just saying I might not be tripping too much, but sound like y'all said be tripping on that. Baker Mayfield is the MVP.
You tripping. He good. He real good. He ain't MVP good. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think his
I mean,
team is
right
gonna
now
have.
he is the front runner.
Yeah, but it's still early. I don't. When it comes down to it, towards the end of the year, when it comes to your contenders for the Super Bowl, he is not going to be one of those guys that is in the running. That's just how I feel about it. I would love for him to, but I don't think the Buccaneers are a legit contender to win anything.
Oh man, you so wrong.
Mm.
Have it. What's up? Baker Mayfield is the MVP.
I mean, it's still early, but he's got some good odds. He's playing really well. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, he has a good chance to win it. I don't think the Patriots are going to win the East. If they make the playoffs, it'll be through a wild card. I don't see them winning the East over the Bills. That's my you tripping.
Okay. Chief winning the AFC West, Kevin.
Tripping. Who's in the Chargers? Well, the Chiefs could. I ain't gonna count out the Chiefs. I take that back because every time I try to count out the Chiefs, they go on an 8-9 game winning streak. So Chargers are their biggest competition in that division, or the Broncos maybe the Broncos if Bo Nix can play, within himself and in the offense. Broncos have a good head coach as well. They could win. I think it's going to come down to the Chiefs and the Broncos, but I still would bet on the Chiefs because Patrick Mahomes is great.
Thank you. Dalton, I know you hate it, but Chiefs winning AFC West.
No, I'm telling you right now, Chiefs ain't winning nothing. They have shown me that what they need is something from our great sponsors, Blue Chew. They need a couple of them because they are playing softer than banana pudding. And let me tell you, I don't know if it's because Taylor Swift is talking about Travis Kelce's packages and different things like this, and her new album, and just a lot of weird things is going in Kansas City. So here's what also is weird is their record. And I think it's only going to get worse. And I think at the end of the year, what we're going to be shocked by, and what you're going to say, wow, Steve Dalton, he was right again. The Chiefs, they ain't making the playoffs. And then we're going to talk about, somebody who we can never say didn't make the playoffs?
Man, Chiefs going to make the playoffs. You tripping. All right, guys. Couple more slides, okay? Couple more. Tell me this right here. Okay, two-turn. Give me a storyline. Mix these games up. Give me a storyline.
Well, there's two of them. I know which one you want me to talk about, but I ain't going to talk about them funky Dolphins and Chargers. They both suck. But I'm going to do it again. I did it last week. Look at that second game right there. You're just setting yourself up for failure, Barry. You are setting yourself. You hopping that Baker train up so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just for Mac Jones to walk down into Tampa and whip it out and let it swing all the way across the field and beat the Bucs at their place. And then you can't. I don't know what you're going to say. You'll have something. You'll pull something out of your ass, but I don't know what it's going to be. It's probably going to be a clown hat because Mac Jones about to be 4-0.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now. That's what I was trying to hint at earlier. Baker Mayfield is going to settle things down in the Bay. You can bet your last dollar on that one. Have it.
Storyline. I'm going to give you. You're going to be surprised with this one. I'm picking Bears Commanders, and this is two quarterbacks that were drafted in the first round last year in the top 5. Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels. And Caleb Williams has been playing well this year, little finger painting Caleb. So this could be an interesting game here.
KD, what's your storyline, bro?
Man, to me, the biggest storyline and the most feel-good storyline is the Steelers this year. Steelers are 3-1 right now. Are they 3-1? Yeah, they're 3-1. They're already 2 games up in that division. The Browns aren't going to beat the Steelers, so they're going to be 4-1. It's just good to see Aaron Rodgers back playing football, having fun. He looks like he's finally got a good head coach again. The team he's got around him is a good team, and he looks like he's 10 years younger right now. And I hope it continues the rest of the year. That's the biggest storyline for me out of these games.
I can tell you, Kevin, I'm worried about this game for the Steelers.
You could.
It's more about the defense. I ain't buying Dylan Gabriel. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So the Steelers supposed to win this game, but it's gonna be interesting because those guys are gonna be inspired to get after Aaron Rodgers. He is Aaron Rodgers, right? So they want to touch him. They want to touch him a little bit.
Steelers got a pretty good offensive line, though. They've done a good job of keeping Aaron upright.
Well, it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see it. Steve Dalton, give me a storyline before we wreak havoc.
All right. You know, I can't believe nobody touched on it, and you kind of threw a softball at me. Lions and Chiefs. Listen, I think this is one of those games where, for some reason, I always tend to go with the head coach. I don't know why I'm blanking out. Dan Campbell for the Lions. I just feel like he comes into these games with intensity, and I don't think the Chiefs are one of those teams that can come from behind anymore. I think that we're going to see the Lions get out early, and it might be a 21-3, start. And I think they cruise to victory and beat the Chiefs. And then we're really asking questions, hey, can they make the playoffs still?
Okay. Now, I think you might be sniffing blue chews if you think it's going to be 21-3 on my board. Now, you need to.
Don't be shocked, Barry, when I text you on Sunday.
You need to, because if it's 21-3 in Arrowhead, I'm out the Chiefs completely. Hey, listen, man. I got a couple more things. We're going to start right here. Oh, wait a minute. Kind of a little habit, so I know you got something from the habit.
Yeah, let's roll. It's time for wreaking havoc. And we're going to do things a little differently this week. We're going to start with defensive players. And Nick Bonito had 2.5 sacks. He wreaked some havoc. He also had 2 tackles for a loss. Devin Lloyd from my Jacksonville Jaguars had a 99-yard pick six against Patrick Mahomes on Monday Night Football. And Kool-Aid McKinstry from Tony's Alabama and KD's Alabama had 2 interceptions as well. And your guy, Barry, CJ Stroud, also wreaked havoc with 4 touchdown passes.
Hey, I'm so glad you said that. It's so great to have some unbiased people on the panel, because we know we got one major CJ Stroud hater. But hey, listen, Coach Price is probably somewhere getting suffocated by some triple F boobs from some lot lizard in, I don't know where he might be tonight. El Segundo. But we got his substitute, but not his replacement, but his substitute. And I'm hoping that he's going to bring a little funk to the dumpster juice. How that a 2-turn?
Yeah, man. Obviously, you can't replace Coach Price. But, hey, that man was my coach for like 8 years, so I know him like the back of my hand. So we're going to try to do this the best we can. I'm going to start with the NFL, and I'm going to end back up in college because I got a few things to say in college. But I'm going to start with the Chiefs. Coach Price tried to tell us a week ago, and I even said, Coach, are you telling me the Chiefs are straight? They're straight trash. And I was like, okay, this is the one time and one time only you're ever going to hear me say it's about Patrick Mahomes. You drove down the field. You're in the red zone. You're inside the 10-yard line. And you throw a Tua Tagovailoa type interception. You threw the ball straight to the guy that was looking you in the eye from when you caught the ball. So Patrick Mahomes, for 1 week and 1 week only, you are straight trash. So we already was down in Jacksonville. Coach Price, he had to revamp the truck up for me. He had a few trucks out this weekend, and he had to go up to Buffalo because we heard something about some Patriots raiding the field up there, causing some havoc up north. And you gonna tell me how bad these Patriots are? I've heard Barry say it's the Patriots, it's the Patriots. They went into Buffalo and they put a whooping on the golden child, Josh Allen. So McDermott, Josh Allen, James Cook, who laid an egg for every fantasy player in the world, every single one of y'all in a collective are straight trash. So once Coach Price got done dumping all that juice out, he rode over to the Chargers, Los Angeles. And not only did he ride to Los Angeles, I heard his brother was in town also. So we have a double pickup with the Harbaugh brothers. You got one guy who can't win a daggum game. He can't win a major game. He is arguably the best quarterback in the NFL, Lamar Jackson. Now he's out, and you give up 44 points to the team that struggled to score points all year. They only put up 26 on the Titans. So then you go around and you check out the other brother. So he gets on the phone later that night. Hey, John, wasn't too good for me today, man. How'd it go for you? Oh, man, we was up 10-0, thought everything was going good. 27 straight unanswered points. Oh, man, Jim, we both might be on the unemployment line next year. So we're going to do a package deal tonight. The dumpster is filled up with Jim and John Harbaugh and all their extra dumpster juice because the Chargers and the Ravens are straight trash. So now, my last NFL dumpster juice of the day. We're going to take a trip down to Miami. We're going to go set up at this nerd's headquarters and see all these computer screens he's got set up in the room in a 360 like he's in Dexter's laboratory with all these analytics, X's and O's, Jimmy's and Joe's. You don't know a damn thing. You don't know your head from your ass, Mike McDaniel. You should have never been hired in the first place. You ain't fixed your O-line. You got rid of your best defender. You got Tyreek Hill to get a divorce and have another kid. I'm blaming you for everything. Mike McDaniel, you got to go. You got your quarterback playing his best football, and you can't even beat the Carolina Panthers. Mike McDaniel and the rest of the Miami Dolphins are straight trash. I got three more for you. These are going to be quick.
Damn it, boy.
First, I'm going to start with Florida State. There was so much trash this weekend, man, it's just overflowing. Coach Price had to have 6 trucks out going in 6 different directions. We had to make a stop down in Tallahassee, Florida, because Lord knows the only good thing that came out of Tallahassee is my wife. Mike Norvell not only gets embarrassed at home against the Miami Hurricanes, this guy's got some kind of blue chew unheard of obsession the next day with a hard-on for Alabama. You get in your press conference and you talk about, well, Alabama was this terrible team week 1 when we dominated them, but now they're all of a sudden good again. Are you going to hang your hat on that one little old win, the first game of the year? You've lost 2 straight games in the ACC. Alabama's the least of your worries. Mike Norvell, while you're still recovering, go on ahead and jump in the back of the truck because you're straight trash. Yeah. I had a real hard time not putting this guy as my last one, but we're going to take a trip over to Tuscaloosa because we're waiting outside the stadium on number 2, Diego Pavia, and his fine-ass mama. We're waiting on both of them. So after we get Pavia's mama in the back of the limo, we're going to open up the back of the truck for Diego Pavia. You want to come in, running your mouth, looking at my student section during warm-ups, doing all that. You want to take snaps and take a knee and throw it up in pregame warm-ups just for you to come out. And you single-handedly gave Alabama the game. You turned the ball over really 5 times, and the flag saved you and brought 3 of them back. You turned it over twice. You fumbled. You threw a pick in the red zone. Diego Pavia, you need to go back home, regroup, worry about not going 7-5 because you were straight trash. Now, my last one of the night. Everyone should know because I hate on this man worse than I do Ryan Day. Every bit of it is deserved. We're going up to Penn State. Hey, and we're bringing the double supersized dump truck on this one because there's so much garbage up there. I don't know if we can fit it in the truck. Me and Coach Price working overtime. We're hiring the Hispanics down at the Quick Trip. We're getting everybody out to load this garbage up. James Franklin, not only do you have a track record of not beating top 25 teams, getting blown out in top 10 games, you went to UCLA, you went out to the West Coast and played a team that not only in the month of October, the season started in September or late August, they did not leave for a single second the whole year. Not once. They fired their head coach the week before. They fired their offensive coordinator on Wednesday evening. They brought in Macaulay Culkin's stepbrother to be their offensive coordinator. The guy gets out there Saturday and admits he didn't even know how to work the headset. He had 2 false start penalties, delay of game penalties, one on a crucial 4th down that could have lost them the game. And you lost. You didn't only lose, you got smoked by the UCLA Bruins with Nico Aloloa. He had 5 touchdowns on the season. He had 5 touchdowns on the game and beat you. You were the first team I've ever seen lose to a winless team that hadn't led at all on the season. This is the worst loss that I have ever seen other than App State upsetting #1 Michigan. So for that, James Franklin and the rest of Penn State, mangy Lions, y'all are straight trash. Hey, I hope I did you proud, baby.
Hey!
You know, they say the only difference between James Franklin and Ryan Day is about $70 million in a roster.
Hey, listen, Tony, you did your thing, baby. Hey, we managed to merge 2-turn and the dumpster juice right after wreaking havoc. I think this might be one of our best moments in the chopping block, in the history of chopping block. But I ain't gonna hold you, Steve Dalton. We done had these boys up late tonight, but they did their thing tonight.
It's always fun, and there's always something to talk about. And I hope that we got a lot of football left. Sounds like we're gonna go, all the way to February with the NFL. So, hey, we'll be here every Wednesday night. And we appreciate y'all watching, like, and share, especially if you see the clips, because there was some good ones from tonight and some good ones from the last couple of weeks. Hey, Chopping Block Podcast out till next Wednesday. See ya.
Yeah, we about to do it. Watch us get into it. We some lumberjacks, and we needing wood. Yeah, we going for the sweet, and we